quite literally infinite space. You would have to show Kenpachi cutting through an infinite amount of space.
Dog, what?
Yeah, Sukuna debunked that when he literally used a slash that was building level in size, and it didn't cut across an infinite distance. It was the same slash that he used to finish Kashimo that also finished Gojo. And this is where a lot of confusion comes from. People read this and thought, oh, basically Sukuna cuts an infinite space. That's not what happened. It actually says it cut the world itself in half. And it makes way more sense in Japanese, especially in the final explanations of the infinity. That Gojo has this world where he can alter the distance, like infinitely divide the space that he exists in. That world is only a small bubble of control around him, the size of his domain. This is why Sukuna didn't cut like the universe in half. He didn't cut the world or the planet in half. He just cut Gojo's infinity in half, the ability itself. So like Kenpachi, if you can cut through abilities, this is effectively what Sukuna did, and he didn't even tell Gojo how his ability works, meaning he could have done more. Not to mention, JJK characters are literally dealing with like sniper bullets. So the burden of proof would fall on the person trying to use Gojo in a debate, and they'd have to prove 1, Gojo's infinity could defend against faster than light attacks when their verse basically caps at massively hypersonic because they're dealing with like bullets. This guy's literally using a flaming arrow. 2, you'd have to prove that Gojo can defend against things that are greater than city block level. You can't, and we know that Kenny is already faster than light, and we also know that he has beyond planetary level powers. Like, he literally cut all of outer space. Like, Gremmy summoned outer space itself. And this was using his reality warping abilities. Like, Gremmy is able to make anything real. That's why he was summoning guns, he summoned a meteor, he summoned outer space. Gremmy has an infinite imagination. Like, he could literally just imagine Gojo not having infinity, as an example. But the way that Bleach characters work is the stronger your will, the stronger the relationship with your Zanpakuto. And this also affects the amount of spiritual pressure or Reiatsu that you have. So Kenny, having like an insane will, merely cut through every single one of Gremmy's attacks. So if you believe that Gremmy could just use reality warping and delete Gojo's infinity, then you also have to agree that Kenny can use his insane willpower to cancel through abilities and hacks. Even to the standard of using reality warping, like this is the highest tier of hacks and abilities in versus battles and debates. Reality warping is a much greater power than this. Like if we had have given Gojo Gremmy's powers here, he wouldn't be in the situation. So like Kenny, Ichigo would also slam, using the exact same line of logic. That if you have enough Reiatsu, spiritual pressure, and willpower, this will allow you to cut through almost any ability. Reality warping, self-regeneration, immortality even. Like you don't remember when Ichigo transcended to a higher dimension just to cut Aizen? Why can't Ichigo do the same thing here against Gojo? But even still, not necessary. Why would he be doing that when basically he caps at building level? And I say building level because this is about the size. It's like the size of your local Walmart. That like, look at, this is how big he is, and this is the slash. It's not big. But yes, obviously the AP scales to city block or something like that, but even still. Before we go putting these guys up against, Bleach characters, get him past Choji.